Have you ever gotten out of a ticket?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
I have, but not like on purpose. I was ready for the ticket.
Yeah.
And they were just like, I'm just going to give you a warning
What
today.
happened?
I was...
They were just being nice?
Yeah, they were just saying, oh, you know, you were just going... I was like going like 10 miles, like not even like too fast, I guess. And it was on the freeway. And he was just like, just make sure you watch your speed. And I was like, okay, thanks. I don't know. It was a really nice exchange.
Pablo?
No, I've not gotten out of one.
Have you ever...
I've been cited twice.
Have you?
Yeah, once as like in my teenage, early 20 years. Yeah, I just took the citation.
When I was young, I got so many tickets.
I believe that.
When I was young. But the reason why I ask is this, there's a Republican legislator that's in reaction to a Republican legislator. So there was a Republican legislator who got out of a ticket because there's an immunity clause that they cannot get a ticket, a misdemeanor, while the legislature's in session. And that includes traffic tickets. So that doesn't mean he won't get one down the road because they can refile this after the session of the legislature is over, so it may not be over for him. But they're trying to change this, that the immunity that's supposed to keep there from being corruption, which is a good thing, that you can't intimidate a legislator. But they're letting them get out of tickets. There was a famous case.
I was going to say, what's the point of that? Like, just because they need to get to the legislative session?
No, it's just because it wasn't specified when the law was written that it didn't include traffic tickets. And since that's a misdemeanor, a traffic offense. So what's interesting about it now is there was a legislator years ago that left the legislature, and he was not a good guy. He got pulled over doing like 90 miles an hour. And he actually showed his legislative ID and was laughing about it. Immunity.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, not this guy, not the current case. This was years ago.
Case.
And the cop said, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was like, you were doing 90 miles an hour. He goes, I was doing 110 a few minutes ago. You know, he was just being a jerk about the whole thing.
Yeah.
But they couldn't give him a ticket because of this immunity thing.
That's horrible.
That doesn't mean they couldn't later and whatever. But now that this has come up again, I got pulled over, which was really kind of a funny story in the end. But I got pulled over on the 10 coming east from Buckeye, where my stepdaughters live. And it was a Sunday. I wasn't paying attention. And I look up and I'm getting pulled over by a trooper. Really a super professional.
A super trooper?
Good guy, a super trooper. Just a great guy. And, I told him, listen, I got a firearm in the vehicle. And he took he wanted to be safe. I said, do whatever you got to do. So he wrote me a ticket. And after he was done writing me the ticket, I said to him, listen, and at the time I was friends with the DPS director, Frank Milstead, who's not the DPS director anymore. I said, listen, I know Milstead. I know Wade Webb, who at the time was the head of patrol for... And I was emceeing all of Highway Patrol's award ceremonies. There's 3 of them because there's 3. It's such a big state. So they have Northern Arizona's in Flagstaff, Southern Arizona's in Tucson, and then they have a big thing in Mesa for Central Arizona. So to make a long story longer, I said to this after I got the ticket, because I didn't want this guy thinking I was trying to get out of the ticket. I said, I know these guys. I said, as a matter of fact, I MC your award ceremonies. And I just want to say thanks for being so professional, because it makes me a lot more confident in what I say, what I talk about when I MC your events.
How great you guys are.
That you guys really do a great job. You're real good. You're ambassadors for the state. And this trooper looked so disappointed, And I thought, no,
you're doing your job,
yeah,
sir.
And I wasn't trying to get out of the ticket. That's why I waited until after you wrote me. I didn't want to. I would never name drop to get out of a ticket. And he goes, no, you don't understand. He said, I was just named Trooper of the Year for Metro West, and you have to give me my award in 2 weeks. It's a true story.
Did you bring the ticket with you?
Of course I brought the ticket with me.
You guys should have taken a picture together with it all.
I
don't think I've ever, purposely tried to get out of a ticket. Who does that?
I have, and I've had cops give me grace before and say, listen, slow down or whatever. But I'm honest. If I'm not paying attention to my speed, that's exactly what I said to him, is I was not paying attention how fast I was going. I'm really sorry. Because when they always, cops ask those questions for a reason. They're not being jerks. When they walk up to your car and they say, do you know why I pulled you over? They're not being idiots. They write down your answer. So if you say, yeah, I was speeding, if you try to fight it in court, it's on the ticket. You said you were speeding, you know? Do you know what the speed limit is here? They're not being smart, Alex. They're asking you because they're going to write down your answer.
Yeah, because what if you really didn't know?
Right.
Be honest.
And so I've always been honest, and I just say I wasn't paying attention. This cop said, do you know how fast you were going? And I said, I wasn't paying attention, but when I saw your lights, I looked down and I was doing 80. And he said, you were doing 82. And I said, well, that's because I took my foot off when I looked down, you know. But I just was honest. And I think that honesty goes a long way. I still got a ticket, but he was very polite, very professional about it. But this bugs me when people just, and I'm not saying that this legislator is a jerk, but when people,
There's
do you know
always
who
one.
I, yeah,
There's
do you know
always
who
one.
I am? And,
There's
you know,
always one
I
bad
pay
apple.
your salary and all that stuff.
Immunity.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah, that video's
not a
out
good
there.
look.
That video's out there somewhere of a state legislator that knew he couldn't get a ticket, so he just drove like that and knew he was when he got pulled over was just a jerk.
Boo
not
this man.
Yeah, not the legislator I'm talking about in this story.
That's horrible.
But should it be changed? Because what this legislator wants to do, his name is Quang Nguyen. He wants a ballot initiative that would allow the voters in Arizona to protect, the Arizona Constitution protects state lawmakers from arrest in all cases except for treason, felony, and breach of peace while the legislature is in session. He wants to change this to add all traffic violations, that if there's a traffic violation, you get a ticket. This is going to pass. If it gets on the ballot,
it's going to pass.
95.
Yeah.
95%. Who's going to say no to that?
I know, right? The people that are getting the ticket.
Yeah, except for the legislators.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, that's only right. I mean,
so this is the issue: is when you claim legislative immunity, and I'm not trying to stand on anybody's neck, but you got pulled over for speeding, and you're going to say legislative immunity. So the jurisdiction he's up in Prescott, I think. They have 180 days or something to reinstate the charges. So when the legislative session is over, they can reinstate them, and maybe they will. But, man, take your medicine. Isn't that really what – take your medicine. You get pulled over, and I've been pulled over. You handle it professionally. If they give you a ticket, they're not being jerks. They're doing their job. If they let you off or they lower your speed, they're doing you a favor. Am I wrong?
No, I completely agree. This is only right, and I hope it does.
Yeah. So
get through there.
And so I wonder.
Don't be that guy.
Right. That's the thing is it would have been easier to do that and say, listen, I got the ticket. I deserve the ticket. The cop was professional. No one's above the law. Pay the fine.
I learned my lesson.
Go to the school, whatever.
Yeah. The School of Hard Knocks.
That's
cool. Oh, it's easy. It's like 4 hours. That's the one I took. Yeah.
4 hours.
It is.
But it's so boring.
It's like defensive driving
boring.
class,
So
right?
boring.
And you can do it at home now, but you
you
gotta make
can.
sure, yeah.
I did not know that.
On your computer.
Oh.
What it does is it makes sure that you're watching, like you've got to be in front of your computer. So it's not like you can just turn it on and let it go for 4 hours.
Nah, I prefer to go to the teacher who's all disgruntled and closes the door at 8 and doesn't let nobody in at 8:01.
Yeah.
You're here for a reason, sir. You broke the law.
Oh, I hate that school. But it's good
well,
for...
don't do things to go to that school. Simple as that, Mr. Broomhead.
Yeah, Mr. Broomhead.
Listen to this one.
I'm not a member of that school.
Yeah. Are you?
No, I just went to it twice.
An honorary.
Yeah, because instead of the ticket, it's like a diversion, right? I mean, instead of paying the ticket or somehow
Pablo
they
has
offer
a
you that.
T-shirt.
So I know that every state has a point system, but if you get 3 points for a moving violation in Florida, at the time it was 3 points for a traffic ticket. And so if you get 12 points in 12 months, you lose your license for 30 days. If you get, I think it's 18 points in 24 months, you lose your license for 6 months. And if you get 24 points or something like that in 2 years or 3 years or whatever, you lose your license for a year.
That's a game I don't want to play, sir.
I had all of those suspensions.
I don't want any of those. You did?
Every one of them.
Mike.
Yeah.
Remind me to never get in a car with you.
I had all of them. But
Pablo,
I was
we'll
a
just
kid.
meet him on. We'll just meet in places.
Meet you there.
I was a kid.
Meet you there, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guarantee I'll get there first.
I'm glad you're safer now, though, right?
I am. I'm a much safer driver now. I'm just saying, when I was a kid, I drove like a kid drives, and I paid a big
Rhymes
price.
with broom, broom.
Yeah. I told them my name was Kevin, and they let me.
I forgot the Kevin. Okay, Kevin Broomhead.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Catch up on Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast, and click the button in the middle to subscribe.